What really made Lee Min-ho suffer because of Park Bom? What if the whispers of a celebrity's deepest loneliness echoed so loudly through social media that they accidentally forged a phantom romance with one of Asia's most elusive heartthrobs, turning innocent admiration into a spectacle of unintended chaos? In the glittering yet unforgiving world of K-entertainment, where every post can ignite a wildfire of rumors, Park Bom's recent fixation on Lee Min-ho has captivated and confounded audiences, blending the thrill of fandom with a poignant undercurrent of vulnerability that tugs at the heartstrings. It's a story that feels both eerily familiar and profoundly unsettling, reminding us how the thin veil between public adoration and private turmoil can unravel in the most unexpected ways, leaving fans to grapple with a mix of empathy and exasperation. Park Bom, the ethereal voice behind 2NE1's anthems of unapologetic confidence, has long been a figure of resilience amid storms of controversy. Debuting in 2009 as the group's main vocalist, she helped propel 2NE1 to global icon status with tracks like Fire and I Am the Best, songs that pulsed with raw energy and empowered a generation of listeners to embrace their fiercest selves. One can't help but feel a swell of nostalgia recalling those early days. Bom's wide-eyed charm during auditions at YG Entertainment, where she faced rejection 3 times before finally breaking through, only to co-create a legacy that redefined girl group swagger. Her solo ventures added layers to her artistry. The haunting ballad You and I in 2009 showcased her soulful timbre, climbing charts and earning her a Baeksang Arts Award nomination, while Don't Cry in 2011 delved into emotional depths that hinted at the personal battles she would later confront. Yet, beneath the spotlight's glow, cracks began to show. The 2014 drug scandal, where she was accused of smuggling Adderall for her ADHD and anxiety, a medication legal in the US but restricted in Korea, shattered her momentum, leading to an indefinite hiatus and a painful exile to the States. It's heartbreaking to revisit those headlines, not just for the injustice they amplified, but for how they exposed the brutal scrutiny idols endure, where health struggles morph into moral indictments overnight. Returning in 2019 with the introspective Spring, Bom poured her isolation into lyrics about renewal, a quiet triumph that felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes of public doubt. The 21 reunion at Coachella in 2022 was pure magic, a surprise set that had the desert crowd roaring as the quartet reclaimed their throne, proving time couldn't dim their fire. But even then, whispers of Bom's ongoing health woes lingered. Her lymphedema, a chronic swelling condition, and battles with insomnia painted a portrait of an artist fighting not just for relevance, but for stability. Watching her perform with that trademark smile, one senses the quiet fortitude it took to step back on stage, a reminder that true strength often hides in the shadows of exhaustion. Fast forward to late September 2024, and the narrative took a whimsical yet worrisome turn. Fresh off a binge watch of The Heirs, the 2013 drama where Lee Min-ho embodied chaebol heir Kim Tan with brooding intensity, Bom impulsively shared a photo of the actor on her Instagram, captioning it, "A real husband." The internet erupted in a frenzy of dating speculation, hearts racing at the possibility of a cross-industry fairy tale. Her agency, D-Nation Entertainment, swiftly clarified it as mere fangirl fervor, deleting the post amid the buzz. It's almost endearing in retrospect, that spark of joy from a simple crush, evoking the giddy universality of crushing on a screen idol. Yet it planted seeds of unease, as if the line between playful fantasy and deeper longing was already fraying. By February 13th, 2025, those seeds had sprouted into something more insistent. Bom launched 3 new social media accounts, flooding them with Lee Min-ho's images, elegant red carpet shots, candid smiles from his latest endorsements, each accompanied by affectionate husband tags that reignited the rumor mill across Korean showbiz forums. The 1987-born actor, whose career skyrocketed from a near-fatal car accident in 2006 that nearly derailed his debut, had become synonymous with timeless romance. His portrayal of Gu Junpyo in Boys Over Flowers that same year catapulted him to Hallyu superstardom, earning a Best New Actor Baeksang and spawning fan clubs worldwide. Who could forget the F4's swagger or the swoon-worthy rooftop confessions? The Heirs solidified his reign, blending vulnerability with charisma in a tale of elite heirs navigating love and legacy, while ventures like Legend of the Blue Sea and Pachinko showcased his evolution into a nuanced global force. Lee Min-ho's poise under pressure, from military service in 2017 to his quiet philanthropy, makes him an aspirational figure, polished yet profoundly human. So when Bomb's posts escalated, dubbing him her eternal partner, it felt less like harmless whimsy and more like a cry echoing in an empty room, stirring a pang of sympathy for how isolation can amplify even the lightest affections into lifelines. Public reaction teetered on a knife's edge of amusement and alarm. Lee Min-ho's agency, MYM Entertainment, issued a firm denial to outlets like Star News and Dispatch. No acquaintance, no basis for the whispers. Bomb's team echoed that social media was her personal sanctuary, attributing the fervor to her long-standing admiration. Indeed, back on KBS Cool FM's Lee Sora's Song Plaza, she'd named him alongside Kim Woo-bin as her celebrity ideal type, a confession that now read like foreshadowing. Yet Bomb pushed back on her page, venting a raw loneliness. "I'm really lonely. Lee Min-ho asked me to post those messages. Now I confirm that I'm single." That line lingers like a half-forgotten dream, blurring truth and delusion in a way that tugs at the soul. Is it fabricated solace or a glimpse into unhealed wounds? Despite the single status affirmation, the persistence fueled darker theories, a soured fling perhaps, or the mind's way of weaving comfort from chaos. Things simmered uneasily through spring, her feeds dotted with filtered selfies that distorted her features into ethereal masks, apps warping reality as if to shield a fragile core. These images, eerie in their over-edited haze, evoke a quiet sorrow. In an industry obsessed with perfection, such alterations whisper of deeper insecurities, where even one's reflection becomes a battlefield. Summer brought flickers of normalcy with 2NE1's sporadic updates. But by September 2025, the embers reignited. Bomb sprinkled her Instagram selfies with #ParkBomb, #LeeMinho, subtle ties that bound her world to his, leaving netizens sighing in weary recognition. The real jolt came October 5th, when she purged her follows, unfriending former bandmates CL, Dara, and Minzy, the sisters who'd weathered scandals and triumphs together, yet clung to Lee Min-ho's account like a solitary anchor. This digital severance stung, a stark signal of shifting tides in her once unbreakable bond with the group. 2NE1's history is a tapestry of triumphs laced with thorns. The 2014 scandal's fallout fractured their unity. YG's abrupt 2016 disbandment left scars, and even the euphoric 2022 reunion masked underlying tensions, like Bomb's visa woes that sidelined her from full participation. Dara's recent photo excluding Bomb amid her YG legal battles only amplified the rift, a bittersweet tableau that aches with the weight of unspoken histories. Fans, ever loyal, rallied with prayers and support posts, but the purge felt like a quiet unraveling, prompting reflections on how fame's pressures can erode even the deepest ties, turning chosen family into distant echoes. The crescendo crashed on November 15, 2025, that fateful evening when Bomb shared a photoshopped gem, her beaming face grafted onto a frame beside a shirtless Lee Min-ho. Mid-laugh from some sun-kissed photoshoot, captioned boldly, "Lee Min-ho loves Park Bomb." The image, equal parts cheeky and invasive, spread like digital wildfire across Nate and The Coup, drawing a chorus of exhausted groans from netizens. Why does she keep dragging him into this? One forum thread lamented, threads swelling with pleas for peace. Lee Min-ho's devotees, guardians of the Boys Over Flowers legacy who'd cheered his every on-screen conquest, now shielded their idol with fervent urgency. Let him breathe. Enough with the boundary blurring. It's a sentiment laced with secondhand cringe, that vicarious discomfort when a star's sanctuary is pierced by another's unfiltered zeal. Korean media, from Chosun Ilbo to Allkpop, dissected the enigma. Pure adoration, they posited, untainted by romance, echoing Bomb's radio-era crush. Yet skeptics murmured of ulterior motives, attention-seeking amid career flux, a desperate bid to reclaim the spotlight as solo gigs faltered. And truthfully, it leaves a hollow ache in a landscape where idols like Bomb have collapsed on stage from sheer depletion, canceled tours on October 25th after D-Nation's stark announcement of her severe emotional instability and communication breakdowns. Such antics feel less like strategy and more like splintering. Bomb's fragility isn't isolated. It's a refrain in K-pop's shadowed symphony. Consider the industry's toll. Grueling trainee regimens that strip youth for a shot at stardom, diets bordering on starvation, schedules devouring sleep until burnout blazes. Lee Took of Super Junior has bared his depression's grip, the leader's burden a constant specter. Taeyeon of Girls' Generation navigates anxiety's waves with candid songs, while Twice's Jonghyun stepped back twice for Panic's grip. Tragedies like Sully's 2019 suicide, hounded by body shaming, or SHINee's Jonghyun's 2017 farewell amid unspoken despair underscore the crisis. Idols as infallible icons yet crumbling under adoration's weight. Bomb's history amplifies this. ADHD diagnosed young, insomnia that once kept her scripting sleepless confessions, lymphedema swelling her resolve as much as her limbs. Her August 2025 halt, citing health's urgent call, wasn't hyperbole. Collapses mid-performance, eerie, filter-laden posts, they're distress signals in a system slow to heed. YG's shadow looms large too. Bomb's October accusations of financial fraud and abuse against founder Yang Hyun-suk, painting a portrait of exploitation, where profits trumped pleas for rest. It's infuriating, this cycle. Agencies profiting from pain, fans idolizing the facade, leaving artists like Bomb adrift in a sea of speculation. This saga with Lee Min-ho, then, transcends tabloid fodder. It's a microcosm of fandom's double-edged blade. Sasang extremes, stalking idols to airports, pilfering hotel rooms, cast long shadows. But Bomb's case inverts the script. A celebrity ensnaring another in her orbit. Her husband claims veering from cute to concerning. Netizens' fatigue is palpable, labels of harassment stinging with truth. Expressing love shouldn't summon scandal, yet here we are, Lee Min-ho thrust into gossip's glare anew, his privacy bartered for clicks. Fans' defenses ring with righteous fire. He deserves serenity after giving us the king, eternal monarch's epic worlds. A chorus that resonates deeply, evoking protectiveness for those who've gifted us joy. Critics urge intervention, not condemnation. Respectful admiration stays private, boundaries sacred. Korean outlets like Koreaboo call for compassion, noting how untreated struggles manifest in such spirals, risking reputations on both sides. Peeling back layers, one uncovers the human mosaic. Bomb's radio quip about Lee Min-ho wasn't prophecy, but preference, a safe harbor in youth's uncertainties. February's account spree? An escalation from September's spark, her loneliness admission a vulnerable veil over potential delusion. Unfollowing 21 while tethering to him? A poignant pivot, priorities realigning in isolation's grip. Hashtags linking her essence to his, threads of imagined connection in a tapestry torn by time. And that November Photoshop, boundaries bold breach yet laced with longing that pities more than provokes, media's mental health lens sharpens focus, concert cancellations as career casualties, YG disputes as delayed reckonings. Other idols' echoes abound, Hyuna's panic confessions, Bangchan's suicidal shadows, pleading for systemic change, therapy mandates, rest enshrined. Ultimately, this whirlwind invites introspection. In K.N.'s pressure cooker, where celebrities are commodities craving connection, Bomb's saga stirs a complex brew. Sorrow for her solitude, solidarity with Lee Min-ho's siege, and a collective call to kindness. Fandom thrives on fantasy, but reality demands restraint. Let admiration illuminate without incinerating. As Bomb seeks solace in treatment's embrace, and Lee Min-ho graces screens with steadfast grace, perhaps healing blooms from this mess. A reminder that behind every icon pulses a heart, fragile and fierce, yearning for understanding over uproar. It's a tale that doesn't just entertain, it echoes, urging us to listen closer, love lighter, and lift higher in the face of fame's fierce facade.